Good morning, everybody. All right, let me just share my screen on Discord and then let's see what we can do today, everybody. Let's see. All right, screen shared. All right. Good morning, everybody. All right. All righty. Let's see what there is to do today. Happy 420, everybody. Let's see. So today is a newsless day. But yeah, it's a newsless day. You have like cat news, and that's about it today. I think for the week as well, it's just like core retail sales, and then the rest of the week's kind of dry too. Until I think next Wednesday is when you have like FOMC. So FOMC, we'll find out like how that comes out on Wednesday. But yeah, like the last 2 weeks have been like pretty dry for folders, right? Like I wouldn't say price has been too dry. Picked up like last Thursday, Friday. Wait, what happened last Friday again? Friday, yeah, continue up, and then you got the retracement, right? So you did end up coming back into the range. I think the only issue is that when you came back into the range here, it was during the weekend, just like last week. I think similar type of situation as the week prior. We were looking for to start the session, we're looking for buys, but this could have been easily corrected, as mentioned on Friday multiple times, because of the way it came up, right? It wasn't as I think the reason was it wasn't as consistent, or you needed a bottom wick, right? I don't think you had any bottom wicks on the way up. So when you did have a bottom wick, right, that was some more information that we got. It was like the first time we're pulling back. Question becomes like, is it gonna continue to hold those ranges, or is it gonna eventually correct now, right? Because that bottom wick could lead to it just making a steeper low if you were to come down and break that low again, right? So as it broke that low again, which is below here, I guess that's when price decided to take off. But that was like late session. I think that was around like 4. Right, 4:30. So it was like super late into the sessions when you finally started to pick up. But gap over the weekend, market opened up and corrected the move anyways, right? So you kind of had this going on for like that little bit of movement all the way down towards the towards these zones down here at like 47.80. All right, so you finally got that correction of this entire move, and then now you are kind of just session opened up yesterday, came down, pulled back, and then range for a little bit. You just broke the highs again, so that's good. So question now becomes like, is it gonna continue down to retest these lows to continue further down, right? Or are we gonna start correcting? It looks like there's a high chance if you can hold these zones here that you could probably make your way back into the ranges here, right? I think we'll find out more so below here. So worst case, if we can't jump the gun early on the sells up here, we can always look for them down here, right? Which is like below 47.60 and all of that. So you have a lot of range, and yeah, this is a pretty decent range. It was a little slow last week, but again, Thursday, Friday picked up, and Sunday opening, looking pretty good for the week. What else is there? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that, all of that, and then daily, anything, any other candles. There's a gap here. Let me check MT5 over here. Yeah, there's the same thing on MT5 actually. All right. So yeah, came up, made a high, and now I think it's just about into that zone there. So maybe we can put something here to see it hold. If it can hold, I'll say these areas today, that'll be nice. Yeah, so between like 48, 43, like that zone right there, if it can hold that, that'll be sweet. And then we can get like early ideas for sells. Like it's gonna be a little tough from here, just because we don't have much information right now. It's the only start of the rejection after breaking above the highs for the first time. So we can't assume that it's a fake out yet, because you might get a steeper wick, right? But if you come up, let's say towards this 48, 43, and then you like kind of make your way back into the range, I think at that point that can be your continuation back below, so you can get an earlier head start to the ideas, compared to like if it were to just come down from here. I'm probably have to wait for price to make its way below these ranges here, below 47.70, right? Obviously, it comes down how it comes. It depends on how it comes down too, because you want to see some nice structure on the way down. So that could also change. We could still get them below 47, maybe even within like 47.99, 47.97, but it really comes down to how it actually makes its way down towards those areas first, right? And you have a leg candle on 30 here too, this bearish candle here. So yeah, could create a steeper high up at like 48, 43 still, right? That's still an option, because you are within this range. So if this is your support zone, this up here is your resistance. Sorry, that's the range you're in. That's the range you're sitting in. So you can easily still come up and make your way up towards this zone first before doing anything else, right? And then if it makes its way up towards that zone first, then guess what? You will start to close above the range. And if you close above the range, then that could lead to your breakouts, right? And you can look for buys. I wouldn't look for buys within this area. There's not much information yet, right? Like you have like a little bit of structure here, but is it enough to say you're going up? I'm not sure. So I need to wait for a structure to break, which is going to be above 48, 43. And then once you break above there, you have this range going up, which is a pretty big range. I think it's like 380 per range. So buys or sells today, right? That is literally what we'll be waiting for. And then hopefully we get some volume here. It's not looking too bad. I think you had volume coming in at like 820 a little bit. I think this move down was like 170. I think you slow down for a little bit here. So hopefully this can make its decision and figure out where it wants to go. But yeah, for my zones, I think 43, let's put that. $43 and then 4779.942, and then in between how far does this go? So this is April 8th. 48.23, 48.23, 415. All right. Yeah, that's it. I think we'll leave the zones over here. Maybe there's a monitor zone right here on the way up. Nothing too crazy there, but there's a monitor zone there. I think you could have tapped it, and you're just waiting for volume to kick in. All right. So 4843 4779. 4843. And then what else? 4843 4823 4779. And 4828. All right, cool. So it could be a slow start. We'll see. It's about to be 9 and 7 minutes here. So NYC open, and then after that you got the 4 close, which is gonna close weak bullish. And if we close weak bullish, then we are gonna be potentially filling the wick up first to start the next candle. So maybe that top wick will be out the way if you can just fill the range at 43. So the earlier that move happens, the better it will be, right? Even if you don't fill the range at 48, 43, if you can just fill that wick, you can get that out of the way. You'll be cleared. For ideas. Why did the long break? I was on break. We're in Divas 01 for like a year. I've never taken a break in trading. Unless it was like a Christmas break or something. So chat, what we gonna smoke on today? $30 lit and 4-hour lit. Sup, Smart from the City. Pierre Hunter, what's up? Baby, so what's up? Mark the trade, please. There's no trade right now, man. If I was in the trade, it will be marked. You guys want me just to find a trade on my ass, right? Just pull it out. Ugh, here you go, man. Here's the trade. Like that's the type of trades y'all want. Hold on, I'm gonna get my coffee, chat. Muted. I didn't say much. I just cleaned the record. All right, 4-hour closer, guys. Let's see how we close. Bearish, or I lied. This is the 30-minute time frame. This is bullish on the 4. So yeah, can we like fill like 48.23 before coming down? At least, into that range would be nice. If you get a bottom wick first, then that is gonna be your bottom wick, and then if it flips, that's gonna be your higher low, right? That's now your Yo, my camera tripped me out. I'm like, what is that? I'm confused. Why does it look like that? Yeah, if you come down first here, then that's gonna be your higher low, right? Because you can still come down, and we're just trying to figure out what's gonna happen. So it can come down and it can make its way back up, right? And that can still be your higher low to come back up. I would prefer if you can just like fill the 4-hour wick first, because then what'll happen is you'll open up and fill the top range right now, and then afterwards, as you make your way down, you're back into this range, which could be ideas, right? So we're just trying to figure that out today. With the 4 opening, hopefully some volume, hopefully something. Well, is market open? It depends. Like 8:30, or my bad, 8's your New York session opening, and then NYC opening is 9:30, and then 8:20 is your COMEX open. You said a 1-hour leg candle. Yep. 30 and 1 are both leg candles here too. So maybe even wick entry. Let's see. Can we get wick entry cells? That's gonna be a little more difficult. We'll see. Maybe it comes up like very slowly. And the first push of day is up. But it looks like the first push of day is down, so might most likely not. If you were, though, it'd probably be like 48, 43, I'm assuming. Around there. What strategy are you using? We are using the Don Vol strategy. And the only way to learn a Don Vol strategy is through Don Vol's stream. I'm ready to full port my account to take a good trade. But yeah, you're asking on the wrong day, man. I'm gonna see what I can pull out. I'm gonna see how I can pull out. Yeah, Chad, you guys ever like full port and then be like, damn, man, I should have waited until price was like glitching the full port? Because a lot of times when people full port, it's not on days when you move. It's on days when they get real desperate. It's usually the days when it's more likely ranging, because those are when days you get real desperate, right? And then you full port it, and then you blow your account, and you're like, oh shit. The next day comes, and it's like moving like thousands and thousands of pips, like constant direction. You're just like, damn, today would have been a much better day to full port. You know what I'm saying? When is the Pipothon? Pipothon? Did I announce a Pipothon? I don't know. Pipothon. We gotta see. Pipothon maybe at like what y'all think? 500k subs? Multisato, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, we got some a little bit of volume here. A little bit of volume here. MW looks good. What do you think? The minute 30, it looks, yeah, it does look good. It looks good to move here, so fingers crossed that this moves early. Like, if this can move like right now and just continue moving here, this would be perfect. The earlier the volume, the better the later move would be. Yeah, we got DVS02 coming this week finally. Price to continue going bullish. Is price going to continue going bullish? Yeah, I'm looking to see if we can come up towards like 48.28 for a top wick before deciding if it's bullish. I gotta see price go up before it's bullish. So I want to see it come up above 28, and I want to see it stay above there. And if it stays above there, that's when I think we'll be looking for more so of our buys. Otherwise, I think the move up towards 28, we're just gonna watch fly up if it does, because we can still get a bottom wick. If we get a bottom wick now towards like 47.79, like if you get a bottom wick that comes down like this and then comes up, then these buys for me would be a lot more ideal. But I think if this comes up here, there's still a high chance that this can be a fake out, right? So I do want to see it come up, and then I want to see it hold. And if it does that, that's when I'm looking for my continuation of buys above like 28 zones. But yeah, 28 is it 28? No, I lied. It's 43, not 28. 43 above maybe between 28 to 43. But 23, 28. Is it 23 or 28? 28. 28 tap minimum here in order to get my sells back into the ranges. So if it comes up towards 28, comes back below these ranges, sells can be back in these areas. But yeah, if you do end up breaking above 28, then above 28 to 43 could be something above that range for continuation. Because I think that's all clean traffic above there. That'd be cool if that happens. So if we create a bottom wick at 84 showing buyers back in control, makes the 26 thesis strong to take buys. Yeah, basically, yeah, that's how that's how I interpret it. But I just need something to show, because right now it's like a bit too early. Like, it's not bad because you do have like a little bit of structure that formed here, like these areas right here. I think this was like Asian London. So you do have like some structure, but if you can get something like this, bottom weight like that at least before coming up, these ideas would be a lot like much better for me to take it up. Otherwise, I'm afraid that if it comes up here without creating that structure, this can still be corrected, right? And this can still be like a bearish day to end the day off, because you're still kind of following this this move from Thursday, Friday, and then overall you're still following this initial move down here overall on like the higher time frame. But more so Thursday, Friday right now. I think that's the focus. But chat, I'm trying to remember, like on Friday, when we were looking to see if we can get a correction of this move, do you guys remember what I was saying? Because I'm trying to figure out if it was because I remember saying like, oh, minimum requirement, right? Remember I kept saying like a minimum requirement is going to be at like 48.90 in order for price to come down, because then you're filling the range. If it doesn't tap 48.90 any given point, you can still get a top wick. But now that you have a top wick here, yeah, I think that's what I said. I remembered. So now that you have a top wick there, okay, cool, you can continue down now, right? Because like it when price reverses, it wouldn't just reverse like the middle of nowhere, right? Like this was the middle of nowhere and this was the middle of nowhere. That wasn't like a strong support. That wasn't the range fill. The range fill area is here. So when price tapped it, price rejected, right? We're still at the early stages for it to like come down overall. But if you do get lower high, especially today, yeah, that would make a lot more sense too. If you do get lower highs and you start breaking back below like 47.80, below this 798 zone. Below there can just be like continuation down towards 4660, 4640. Because now you have the top wick, and then any lower highs on the way down just backs that top wick up. All right, because that top can also still break, and I'm assuming if that breaks at 93 or 90, you're gonna go up towards 49.80 afterwards on the higher time frame. Then now you just have like, look at all these higher lows here, higher lows, 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 right? Only issues that you haven't taken off. So it's been like pretty slow on the way up for like April, or end of March to April, this entire move here. But yeah, that was the Friday. That was what we're looking for. How much does this range up? From the opening, you moved up 130, and then until 28, that is 270, and then until 48, 43 is 410. 410 pips. True. I'm looking at the 5 chart. These 2 rejection candles are making me think it might struggle to go up. Which ones? These 2 rejection candles. These leg candles? This is a 5 leg right here. This huge bearish one, so that can get filled. It's making you think that it's gonna struggle to go up, but price action is saying otherwise. So confused, but you're making sense. Yeah, so like I'm not like I don't have an answer to like where I think, if you're gonna ask me like, oh, is it buy or sell right now? I don't have an answer for that because I'm waiting for just the minimum requirements to tap first. Like not like the minimum requirements for me to get my confirmations, right? So I might be looking for ideas like after you get a fill. Some people right now might be like, fuck that. I want to get on the fill. I want to be in on the buy. So a lot of times like people are looking for like the current move, but there's not much I can really do. Like there's a high chance, 60% chance that price could drop up to 43. But I don't have anything on the way up there. I don't have any ideas on the way up there because I'm waiting for like I'm waiting until that move up has stronger confirmations. And that might not even form because you might not get more structure. Right? If you get more structure, then you continue up, then that's what I'm gonna hunt. But there's nothing I can really hunt for at the moment. So that's maybe why you're confused. So I'm just saying ideas, right? I'm just saying like, oh, if you were to come down for a bottom wick and then break above there, I'll look for buys. If you were to come up for a top wick at 43 and then make your way down, or 28 and then make your way down below 74, I'm looking for sells. And then people might be like, well, I'm confused. Why are you looking for buys and sells? Like I don't know which one is gonna form, but I'm calling out like the ideas ahead of time because once it prints, whichever of those ideas, I'll be in, right? But like this move right now, like going up or like going down, first initial move here, I can't really do much about. I gotta just sit through and watch. And sometimes that's like 500 pips in front of your eyes, but it sets you up for a much more probable move. You know what I mean? Friday rejected 48, 45. We was looking for sales below 35. We're looking for sales below 35. 35, that's around here. Oh yeah, 36, 35. I think I remember. And buys about 48.90. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah. After the bottom wick, we're looking to see if you can continue it, and it just range the rest of the session. Yeah. Yeah, basically just range after from 9 all the way to 4 before it moved again. W memory. Addy, you gonna say sorry I'm late as if like this is a job or something? You don't got like, this ain't no job. I'm not taking no attendance. You see the Excel during Asian I got BE though? No, I didn't check it. Did you get the drive? Did you see the drive? The new one for now? Asian? Which one? What time? Like 8? Oh, 9. What is this? I stayed a bit because volume came, got wick entry sales, but I moved the zone a couple times. BE got my trail stop zones tap. I was waiting for a re-break. Damn. Oh, so you got like 20 and then hit just BE. Oh, you're like right there till you're right there till trail stops. That was like 1 pip away. Are you jobless? Jobless? Yeah, I've been jobless for a while now. This is my job. So am I actually jobless? Should take attendance? For real, I should take attendance on the mods. I was gonna catch a reverse, but now look how ugly a 15-minute candle's on the bottom of the range. I was gonna catch a reverse, but how ugly 15 candles on the bottom of the range. The reverse will go up? Like, is that what you mean? This move up? Ugly the candles. We take buys of candles like these. It's not, for me, it's not about like the candles, it's like the structure, like overall, like what are you printing? Yeah, like try to like scale it back like one layer a little bit, right? Because like just paying attention to like the way that the candles are driving, volume wise, structure wise, right? Like it's not because like if I were to take the buys or if I weren't, it's not because of this. It's more so of like I just need to see like some type of bottom wick first to confirm these moves up. Or I need to see a break above structure, so above like 43, right? Above there can take you up too. But like this entire range here, I just don't have enough information with what I'm looking for. So like this is not too much of an issue. But if it's an issue for you, then just wait for structure, right? Like wait for like a bottom wick to form again or something. And then you can look for your buys after, because you have a lot of range here. If you can't get in here, there's not the end of the world, right? You can also get in above, like above 43. You can also take above there. Doesn't have to be like right here. I know we want the reverse or the wick entry. Every single time I come mod, some shit happens next day. Yeah, like you be saying the N-word on people's Instagram and shit. Right, Addy? And then you wonder why you're not mod, bruh. What you mean, bruh? I can't have that as a mod. I say in game but never on IG. Must be AI then, huh? Must be AI then. 15 leg candles at 47.51. 47.51 leg candles on what, 15? 47.51. I don't know if I see something at 51, but I know the 30 right here just got filled. This one right here was, and then 30 was as well. This one that's filling right now. Did you get a body reaction off of this zone? Yeah, you did. You did get a body reaction off of that zone, so show me the proof. You want me to show you the proof? Are you sure? Like, you sure, bruh? I can pull it up, but I don't want to do you like that. But you keep saying, you keep complaining about the mod thing, so I'm like, I gotta give a reason. Otherwise, if I don't give a reason, you're like, Don, just don't fuck with me. You want me to show it? All right, man. You sure, bruh? You know, I ain't want to do you like this, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to do you like this, bruh. But fuck. I feel bad, bro. Hey, man. So next time you ask about why aren't you mod, I got reasons, but sometimes I be saving some face. You know, I just be like, you know, it's all, I'm not trying to explain, but I got reasons. I got reasons. AI is crazy nowadays. That was a long time ago, though. One day you be mod, you believe it. Yeah, I'm just trying, you know, mods. I'm trying to keep it cool with the mods, like not have too many, but we also have a couple mods that from like prior that don't show up. So maybe there'll be some spots eventually. I've only been back for like a month, so we gotta give it some time, you know, for things to adjust. But I don't care about mod. I know you don't care about mod daddy, but you be saying like, man, you always be saying like, man, every time I become mod, some shit be happening. So like, if I don't explain like why, it just makes me look like I don't fuck with you. But it's like, there's a reason why you not mod. If you gonna keep saying, man, every time I mod, some shit be happening. It's like, there's a reason, bro. I'm not just gonna unmod you for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, if you're asking for a reason, I'm gonna give you a reason. But a lot of times I just be saving face. We're pushing here, guys. 2 minutes for NYC Open. Let's find out what happens here. W Carl Max. Yeah, you've been here every day, man. But just give me some time. We gotta open this Discord up first. Open up this community up again, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. But it's been like only a month and like a couple of days since I've been back, right? So still early here. All right, nice. You're filling this wick here. So this is a pretty nice candle here on the minute. This is like 40 pips there on the way up. So 107 on this wick fill. Why are you targeting 37? It's just to fill the gap. Target 37. Did I say 37 or did I say 27? Did I say 37? No, I think 28. Like I want to see it tap into 20. Oh yeah, 27, 28, same thing. Just tap into that zone there, because then if you can fill that leg candle right here, and then you come back down below the ranges, this idea will be over with. The idea of like you might need a steeper wick. Because if you come up for a top wick, that's like right here, right? You got a top wick right there, and then if you start making way back below into the ranges here, then below like 4,800 can be continuation for sells. But this move up here, I wasn't really gonna participate in. It was more of just more information printing, right? So it's just a lower high that this could be, or it can be a lower high up here. But I think above like 43, that's when I'll be looking for like more buys. Maybe here, if you get like let's say right now it decides to like come back down for a bottom wick here, and then makes its way back up there above like 48, 28. Above here can be like your continuations. So yeah, here can be buys, but I gotta see some pullback or something, right? Especially if you flip on the 1 hour again, it's like it should flip bearish, like generic price action should flip bearish, but for some reason it decides to flip bearish and then comes right back up to re-break the highs. It's like, what was the point of the bearish flip in the first place, right? If you like flip on the 1 hour first, then and you re-break the highs, that's just going to be your higher low to continue up, and that's clean to 43, which is still like, if you couldn't get this is 160. This one up here is 150. So What's your view on trade confirmations and order flow? So how do you know you enter a trade without knowing buyers or sellers info? I don't think I've ever like known buyer or seller's info. Cause I don't look at order flow. I guess that's what order flow is, right? You see like the flow of orders. Yeah, I've never really paid attention to that. You don't need to know order flow to trade. You can look at the candles. Look at price action. Because I like everyone's strategy is different, right? Some people's strategy involve like having order flow. You don't need to have every strategy or technique as part of your strategy. Like my strategy never included order flow from like the jump, like from when I first started trading till now. I've never like included it ever before. So that's just like my way of viewing the charts now, right? But you know, some people have that as well with like price action as well, like it works. But if you go and ask me, I wouldn't know if I never knew, you know. I would have never known. Maybe someday you get into order flow. Yeah, I'm like open to it, but I usually try to find like next parts of my strategy through just like my own testing. So if it happens like naturally, then yeah, it just happens. I'm like open. I'm always open to learning. Like the way I found the leg candle, or like the way we found range one, range two, right? Like it just takes some time. But that was all just natural. Like there was nothing forced about finding ideas within the strategy. You guys remember the WAP play? I don't even know why we named it the WAP, but we had a play that we dropped. It took like 8 months to, like, we looked at it for like a good 8 months to a year, and then we just dropped it because it wasn't as consistent with how it was showing up, how often. Same with I don't know if you guys know this one. This might have been like last year on Twitch, but we had that. Um, we called it liquidity of a Wix. Like we rarely look at it anymore, or it doesn't really happen. But at this point, everyone knows what the leg candle is you're watching, no? Chat, type of one if you guys know what the leg candle is at this point. Like if you've been here for a month, I think at this point, leg candle should be like straightforward. Like leg candle might actually take over the celery play in terms of like our biggest plays, or yeah, our most common plays. I think I'm dropping a short on it. Should be today. Today or tomorrow. You're gonna smoke one for me today? We smoking on these pips today. Damn. Funded partnership. Funded partnership. I don't know what you talk. I don't know what PDH and PDL is. No clue what that is. Price, some, the lows, the highs. Price something, low highs. Previous day low. And previous daily high. True? I didn't know that. You never heard of that? I've never seen that too. All right, let's see. Yeah, that move up. It was like kind of weak on the way up. So we started coming down to correct it. I wonder if you can get like a quicker push down, which would then be what, chat? What would that be? Let's see. Let's see who pays attention. What would, if you get a quick move down compared to the way you came up, or vice versa, but in this example, what would that be called? There's like, it's called like let's see who pays attention here. Let's see. 1-2 pop. All right, I guess it just depends though. All right, maybe next time I ask, there might be more answers. Yeah, that's your 1-2 pop. That's your 1-2 pop correction. I understand too recently know about order flow map heat. Map heat. That sounds like some NBA 2K. Click the big button and shoot arounds, and it shows you where your hotspots are. I guess it shows exactly who are more. So just price action and candlesticks are good for entering a trade. I had 2 trade candles, but some big moves and stuff I can't understand. So order flow is helpful. The thing about the red hat that drove it to a point of exhaustion. Now, the thing is, you don't need to know. That's the thing. Like a lot of traders think they need to know some of these terms because they think that they should know every single move that happens, but you don't even need to know every move that happens. There's a lot of moves to me that I wouldn't say it doesn't make sense, but it wasn't in my book of like what I was expecting today. Right? Or like I'm okay with like I was okay with like, let's say you push up towards 48, 43. That's like a 400 pip pop from where we started today, right? But it wasn't that I wasn't expecting it. It was just that was the move I needed to see before my actual position comes, and that move up might have just been a confirmation for that. So sometimes like you don't need to grab the big move up. Sometimes you don't, like that move could be part of your like confirmation before you get the next move. Like, but you don't need to grab every single move that happens. Like you don't, because then you're just always hunting, right? What the fuck is a 1-2 pop? Well, it's just like another way where we say correction. But like volume, it's the way we read volume too. So like if you're like constantly struggling to kind of like drive up here, But then all of a sudden, like on the way down, like you see how long it took to come up. This took maybe like let's say 20 to 30 candles, right? But all of a sudden, let's say you come up here, but then you get like a 1-2 pop, like literally, like not like literally always 1-2 candles, but you get a correction of that move, right? Obviously this move coming down is more dominant now, right? But when it struggles up like this, there's a high chance that you are missing a bottom wick. You could be forming a bottom wick, or this move up could be a false move, right? And you can get a correction of it. It's the same thing that happened on Friday. It's why I think Friday too, like we were looking for buys up, but only up until this this resistance here. And then if you go in a small time frame, you might be able to see like, well, actually no, it's a little different. There was a gap here, so that's a little different. Like this, for instance, right? Like this move up here, you see like how long it struggled to go up. It wasn't as like consistent with volume and clean, and all of a sudden you got like a one, like this one candle here corrected this entire push up, or like this entire push up here, right? So this showed more dominance in direction, which means a higher chance that could be end up being the direction, and then you correct the whole range afterwards. So sometimes we use that to determine like what bias is stronger for a day. Glitch and 1-2 pop are the same thing. It's just 1-2 pop and glitch, to keep things simple, it's just volume. Like that's how we use, that's like, those are the tools we use to identify volume. Because 1-2 pop is a glitch basically. Do you think it would drop? I don't know. I don't know. I know that 43 is required, or 28 is required for me to look for sells back below 97. So we need to tap that before we come down for me to get the sells, right? But I don't know if it's gonna do this and that. I know that if it does that and that, I will be in sells here. We don't even need to know. That's the thing. We don't even need to know if it's gonna drop from here. You can just wait for it to drop, and then below here you break back into range. It's like, what are you gonna do at that point? At that point, you're like clean traffic back into the range. You'll be in for the sells. You know what I mean? And then for the buys up, same thing. Like you have a bit of a structure forming. Back above here would be good, but I don't know if you have that bottom wick yet. Do you? No, you don't. So we're just waiting for that volume to kick in. It's already 9:45. Holy. Oh yeah, some traders might call 1-2 pop liquidity sweep, or like just liquidity. Yeah, same thing. But that's the thing. It doesn't always lead to a position. It just leads to volume, right? Like if you get a 1-2 pop, I'm not gonna look for a sell below 48.11. Like that is just that's like 1-2 pop is just like your confirmation for volume that volume has arrived, right? Or volume is just starting off for the session. But you can get a 1-2 pop, and then that could be liquidity to go back up, right? And then for sells, like if you get a 1-2 pop, let's say you correct this entire move within like a 1-2 pop correction, right? It takes like 2 candles to, like, let's say right now, 1 minute candle, 2 minute candles. That could lead to positions, but we're still looking for the overall zones to come to close below. So if you get a 1-2 pop to here, that's not enough. But if you start creating structure below 48.11 and then making your way back below here, then that's your move. Right, but like that's like the way we utilize 1-2 pops and glitches is just like a way to read volume, know when that's coming in. Because that leads to hunting, right? If you don't have that, then there's not much I can hunt for. Because even if you drive up here, let's say you drive up here towards 48, 43, but the way it drives up is exactly like this. It's just like in the range, like bouncing up and down between the ranges, like slowly struggling on the way up. Then it's like you're still moving, um, 320 pips, but it's the way you come up that matters more than how much pips you're moving. So then a lot of traders, what they do is they look at the pips and they're like, oh shit, you moved 320 pips today, you missed the move. Or they will say like to themselves, like, I missed the move. But it's like, it doesn't matter how much you've driven for, right? Friday's move up was like 1,000 pips. Doesn't matter. It's about like, if you go on look at price, right? Like how did it drive up is much more important than how many pips it drove up. Is this some volume here? Let's see. NYC didn't do much yet, so it could be a little delayed. NYC opening. You don't have any news today, so NYC opening is your news basically. That's your volume. When gold sells, it sells. Yeah, I think majority of my positions are like sells. I think we have like a 60% sell rate compared to buys. 4% buys, 60% sells our positions on this account. Like there's a time, I think it was like last year in from like April, end of April until maybe August. Like look at the sells we had. Like I think we had like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sells, 6 sells from that in that time span from in 4 months. And look at all the sells we just had. Just sells, 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 sells. And then it was like buys, 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 and sells. And then oh shit, that should have been sells from October until or no, February until April. $59,000 traders online. Leg candle means it's just a wick fill. It's a certain wick though. It's a certain candle. It's this right here. This was your leg count today. Usually like body's bigger than or wick is bigger than the body, and usually no bottom wick. So you'll have like something like this. But it's the structure that you want to look at. So like it's more so the structure than the actual wick fill, because you can't just look at any. A lot of times we look at wick fills like, oh yeah, cool, wick fill, we're just gonna fill the wick, but like there's no like context that's deeper than that. It's just like you're just saying because you see a wick fill, right? It's because you're just used to that saying like, oh, it's a wick fill, but like why, you know, like how is it gonna fill that wick? So that's like so special about the leg candle, because we're always looking for a particular move to fill the leg candle, and it's usually like let's say a candle looks like this. When you fill the wick, you wouldn't just like overall, ideally it'll fill it, right? Maybe like 85% chance, 80% chance it'll fill it. But what you want to see is like the structure, right? So we wouldn't execute a trade like right on the opening of the next candle. We'll like wait for price to come up towards the body area, and then once you tap the body, usually it would reject, right? And it'll hover. Like it might range, it might make a steeper bottom wick, who knows? But then as it re-breaks the high after already rejecting the body earlier, you want to see it break and then hold. And then once it holds, it re-breaks this high, that's your buy idea above here, above the second re-break, right? So it's just like structure you're waiting for. And that gives you a much higher chance to grab the leg candle. It's like the trade we took on, I think on Thursday, we took a leg candle trade. If you want to go on Thursday's stream, was it Thursday? When did I take it? Yeah, leg candle fill on the 17th, on Friday. Actually, Friday and last Friday. Sometimes like on a 4, sometimes on like a 1. It could be on any time frame. Today we just had a 31, so I think pencil point out earlier. Shooting star inverted hammer. I mean, you can see it as that too. Like the thing is, like you don't gotta be too specific on name. Like you can name whatever you want to name it. There's no official way of seeing it or naming it, but usually it'll look somewhat like this, right? Sometimes bottom wick, a small one. Sometimes you have none, and then the bullish one will look like this. That's your leg candle. These two candles. Sometimes it might be a steeper top wick. You might get confused like, oh, is that a leg candle? But the thing is, like, you can always treat it like one, because you're waiting for the structure to form anyways. So if you get like those body reactions and then you range, re-break the lows, and you continue to hold, then that's your continuation. Here, go to ADM East, go into the second playbook, and then go to candle anatomy. And then over here, you should get the leg candle section right here. Two minutes for 10 a.m. here. We are about to... We're about to get a 1 hour closure here. looking like the one's gonna close strong bullish too. So if you close strong bullish, then this next one could be your continuation up towards the top of the range, or finally a tap in the 27 at least, because you came very close there. How much is this? This wick fill is 80 pips, and up here is 230, 240. That was helpful. You know, whereas I'll make a video on it. It'll be a lot easier to like digest. Or I have a video on it. I just gotta post it. Quick minute video. This is kind of like your 1-2 pop here, right? So like nothing like to confirm ideas here, but like now like you can see like a little more volume kind of coming in here. So we want to see if that could continue with the volume. Could be a bottom wick on the 1 hour too to start, right? Like could be a 1 hour to flip and fill the wick. Could be the 4 hour flip and bearish. So we're just trying to figure that out still. I'm assuming you probably want to see either like 27 break, or you want to see 27 or 47.99 break in order to start getting some more ideas. What is that, Penzo? I'm gonna get some more water. Oh, I mudded. Chat, we're at 50 likes. Can we get to 100? Might get some ideas today going. But this volume is not voluming right now, so we got about an hour left into the session. Can we flip here? 1 hour opening, bottom wick first. What's the difference between a leg candle and a rejection candle? Nothing. A leg candle could also be a rejection candle. But I think maybe where that question gets confusing is you're asking like what's like a leg candle, which is for me more of like a lot of times an entry candle, and a rejection is just a rejection like that. More so has to do with structure. Leg candles we look for a lot of times we look for entries within that candle if the rest of price makes sense for like direction we're flowing in that day or like structure, if everything adds up. But a rejection candle is, it could be any candle, any candle can be a rejection, because you can, let's say like this right here, this could have been your rejection, right? But I would look at it as a structure. So it's not really like ideas when it comes to the rejection candles. Even when we look for like wick entry sells, right? Like after like expecting a higher low to be created, we're just looking for as you come up. So when it comes to a leg candle, we're looking for like only the wick fill. So if it's like this, right? We're expecting like the next candle to kind of do this. You can say that's a rejection candle for that candle, But what if it's like already kind of coming down, right? Like this, you know what I mean? If anything, that's just like your what's happening here is you're coming down, top wick coming down, top wick coming down, re-break the highs. First breakout is a fake out. First breakout above this range, right? Could be a fake out. And when you come back into the range, you're looking for the body reaction, which is that, and then range, re-break the lows, hold, re-break, and then that's right there will be your leg candle fill. But what's really happening is you're just kind of following this overall trend still, right? So when we have something looking like this, usually like this is a leg candle where like we'll try to be in, because we're just getting in on the fake out really, right? Like on this range, fake out, right? We're not getting on the buys. Then as you break back into the range, that's your leg candle fill. So just following the trend there in that case. You said gold should be filling the gap today if it wants to drop. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, 28 re-break should fill that gap again. But maybe I already filled the gap. Maybe there's no gap. Maybe there was just clean traffic. But I would assume like a steeper top wick. With that in mind, can I look at the 5? The 5, yeah, what about the 5? Let's see. So this correction at this range was like, I guess a 0-1-2 pop. Could have been better. But now that you're breaking below here, can you now fill the range, or are you gonna get that wick fill or that top wick first? Right? If you can get something like this, that'll be sweet, because then it has no reason as to why it should come down again. Like looking at generic price action, right? Like if it breaks the highs, you would assume that, oh yeah, price should drive up. But let's say it breaks the highs, taps 28, and then starts shifting back into the range, it doesn't continue driving up. What do you have? What did you have? Right? This is your lower high. And then if you were to break back into the range, that would be your move. Right? But you don't have to be on like looking for buys for that top wick, because we don't even know if that's going to form. You could just come down without that top wick. But like if that were to happen, that's your move. Right? That would be your confirmation. Let's see, 10, 11, 10, 12. Not bad. Not too late, but I think the volume only just kicked in at like 10. This is not bad. Like, this is your first push, right? So like, if you can just get another top wick, it doesn't even have to tap into like 48.28. But if you can get some at least like here for a top wick, and then let's say prices continues to push back below, you can start looking for secondary breaks below 47.99, below there to continue to move down. But you do need to get a top wick here, something, because this is like the first rejection down, and this can still kind of do this, right? So it can even come all the way down here below here, and then still flip, re-break the highs, and continue driving up for the day. So you don't want to get in on any of these first breaks here, because this needs to be a higher low. Let's see, could you get maybe like a 48.20 would be nice. 48.20 in these zones. Fuck, I'm mudded. Like, look, this is what we're speaking about earlier when it comes to the leg candle. Sometimes you might get a leg candle, but it's not always gonna be like an enterable candle, right? Like in this case here, you probably want to see a top wick first at 28. Like you want to see the higher time frame still play out for that push. So if you get a top wick at 28, and then you make your way down below for the leg candle, okay, cool. That is now valid. You can take that leg candle down now, right? But if it just comes down from here, is it takeable? I mean, I'm sure the leg candle could be something, but in terms of higher time frame and what we're looking for to get the continuation down, you wanted to get the top wick over with at 28. So if you can come up there and then make its way down below the leg candle, that can be something you take advantage of, right? But earlier I was saying like it's not every like leg candle that it's like doable, right? You still need other things to align, same way like with anything else. Any other confirmation stuff we may have. So how much does this pop? If you were to pop up, that's like 100 pips. And then if you were to come back down below, that's like 160. So then below this level, that will be your, I think that is your continuation below these zones here. 110 pips. Gated analysis. Yeah, do you guys ever look at trading and be like, why the fuck did I get into this? Like, what did I get myself into? And the worst part is that you told your parents, so now you gotta just find a way. Otherwise, they're gonna ask you that one question that's gonna like, they'd be asking you like, oh, so how's that trading thing going? And then if you're not like profitable yet, it's just not gonna sound too good anymore. If I were to know like everything I knew about, if I were to know, if I was to know like what the process would be like, I would have probably never gotten into trading. So it's better to not know how deep it gets, because like you learn as you go, right? So you're not learning everything at once. Like you're learning as the years go on. Each year you're just kind of like adding on whatever new things, new concepts, right? But if you were to tell me that I had to like all the information that I have from the jump, I think it would have been too much for me. I didn't think I would have been able to do it. This is way too much info, way too much time. You said glitch. Let's see, can you get a 28 tap? You haven't filled the leg candle yet, so that's pretty good there, right? So you can fill that leg candle, or my bad, 28 tap, and then come down towards the leg candle. That leg candle could be your, that's gonna be your continuation. That's like your one, that's your 50 pip push. I think maybe even a 30-minute leg candle here. If you close in 9 minutes too. And this, I think this can also be your lower higher lows too. Right? You got a bottom wick now, right? So above 28 becomes a lot more doable. Question is, can you like break there and then hold there, right? But you do have a bottom wick now. I think we wanted to see, this, but this is still a higher low too. So it just comes down to if it were to close bullish above 28, whether you'll have like more higher lows on the way up. So you got 70 more pips to go here until 28. Could that be the push? Here we go. Can we get 28? 28.64. 40 more pips. Or just break the highs. Breaking the highs would be good enough, so it might even be a 27. That'll be fine. And then if it continues above 28, then you got 4-3. That's what I have next. So you have that range too. What's up, M10? M10 Productions. My stream is food. What's that supposed to mean? My stream is food. Yeah, Penta, yeah, lock in still. Yeah, lock in, man. Your parents know that you're trading down. What do you think of you trading? Man, I think I'm too grown for them to care about what I do nowadays. And when I first started, they were like, uh, what are you doing? And then you start bringing home that cheddar, and they're like, okay. It's funny because even when I was like, even when I first started making money, they were still like saying, they were still saying like, oh, maybe like they weren't satisfied, you know, because they're Asian, so they obviously wanted me to stay in school or get like a less like risky, something more secure because they didn't think trading could be secure. The thing is, trading is not really secure until you make it secure. But yeah, they still want me to go to school and graduate and then get like a more steady job. But at this point, I don't think they really care anymore. Ni hao. You know, every Asian parent's like that. But I don't know. I think I just always knew that. I don't know, that school wouldn't give them what they wanted. Just like I just didn't see myself. Like I just didn't see a career path there. Like if I think maybe like if I went to school, because I did go to school for graphic design and business. So if I were to go to school, I don't think it would have been like that path of a doctor, because I wasn't that crazy of a, I wasn't like an A+ student or anything. I was like an average kid, like average like grade. I did enough just so I did the bare minimum just to pass. I didn't like put 100% in school. I think I could have though, but I don't think I had like the brain power to, like from like kindergarten. Like I don't think I've ever like put 100% of my effort into school. So I just always did the bare minimum. I put 100% of my effort to do the bare minimum, but I didn't think I'll ever become like what they wanted me to be, like a doctor or a lawyer or anything. Bad student. I'm not. I was a good student. Like I did my homework in time and everything, but I just did the bare minimum. Classes that I care about were like maybe gym, art, and like maybe grade 10 science. And then like what else did I care about in school? Geography kinda. And then I think anything else I didn't really care about. I didn't really have that much effort in. Gym, art, graphic design. That's about it. I don't know. I just felt like, bro, for me to get A+, I had to like put like all my energy into it. But then I seen the kids that were in school and they were getting like some kids just have the answers like without even studying. Like I couldn't do that. I had to like memorize the answers before I actually passed the test. Like I had to because I know they say like don't try to memorize the answers, right? Just know the answers. But like I couldn't, when I was reading, I couldn't comprehend the answers the same way the other kids were. The other kids were just like reading it one time and boom. I had to read it like 4, 5, 6 times. So I felt like it just wasn't gonna happen. You cool with your parents? Yeah, I was always cool with my parents. I was never not uncool with my parents. No, I don't take any meds. I'm not any meds. I'm just straight coffee, caffeine. That's the only stimulant. I don't think I got like severe ADHD or anything. I think I got some, but I don't know how severe ADHD is. Like it's some, but it's not. I don't think it's like I can focus. It's just, yeah, it's not that severe though. If I really had ADHD, I don't know if I'll be able to sit here on stream for 3 hours looking at charts. Like, how to go for school for this decade. My brother went to school and graduated. I was like the second kid, so they're just a lot more chill on me. Can't read a book. How many books have you guys read in your life? There's like a good amount of traders that love reading, but there's also, actually, I don't know. I think every trader likes to. Do you guys read trading books? Like, I've never read a trading book in my life. Like, I've read maybe the candlestick, the Japanese candlestick, Japanese candlestick Bible. That's what I've read, but not even like read. Just maybe like skim through it to learn like candles. But I guess that's all I need to know. Just candles. And then you get into candle theory through experience. Like, I just like to just learn through experience. I don't really like reading and then learning. Like, all the concepts that we have are just through experience. It was never like on some made up stuff or on some definition stuff. It was just kind of like through time, like, we noticed that this happens. Okay, cool. And then we just give it a random play, like a random name, like the celery play. We just give it like whatever, just so we can memorize it. And then that's it. And then over time, like, that's what we keep doing, or I keep doing. But I've never had to like read to learn. If anything, I watch videos. I'm a visual guy. Actually, I read Baby Pips too, but that's like a online course. So that's a little different. Babypips.com. From like, if you're going to babypips.com, I think all you need to know is like kindergarten to grade 6. After grade 6, it's kind of just a lot of info. By the way, you're kind of coming back into the range here, so this is good. 30-minute opening, leg candle on a 30. I did not notice that. 30-minute leg candle. So can you fill this wick now? Interesting. So you have a 30-minute leg candle, and then I think you had a 5-leg candle too, right? That we were looking at earlier. So that's still approaching. Leg candle body reaction is somewhere down there at 12. So we'll see how this breaks through and holds. 30-minute leg candle and 5 are like the same thing here in this case. Took a soft ejection. 40 pips. Sheesh. 40 pips. I don't even have a 4-pip range below here. Yeah, let's see. 48.12, right? So you want to see that like kind of tap, reject, and then like kind of formation, and then it could be some ideas. There's still a chance that these can be higher lows too, right? So I do want to see all that structure really form. Like, that's gonna be very important. And if we can't get in cells here, then there can always be more ideas below here, because we need confirmations here. What do you guys rate price today? Like a 5? I'll give it maybe a 5. 5 out of 10. Five out of 10 at 420. Can we get 100 likes though? Maybe there'll be a trade. Trading the zone. Yeah, I think a lot of traders read Trading the Zone. Trading the Zone's like, I think, the most popular book. And yeah, Trading the Zone. Accidentally put a short at 48.21 for a 3 instead of a 0.30. I mean, at least they play in your favor. Shit. Oh, a buy, not a short. GG's, man. Have you ever taken a trade of a mistake and it played out? I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure at some point. But I don't think in the last couple of years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's happened. The only book I've ever read was the Percy Jackson book. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Is that what it's called? What would be stops? I don't know. I'm not even sure if we get the entries right here, but you said 4290. Let's see. Holy, yo, we got some good stuff. Probably like 5,000. 5,000. And then management above like 48, 88. Bro, we're on that. We did a sim this weekend, chat, and we're doing like 2024 sim. So like we're just simming 2024, I think February. Man, like the stops were like dead ass. The stops here, the stops from like, let's say we'll have like a stop loss on like, you know, like let's say today, and this is gonna be 1,700, bro. This 2024 was like 400 pips. And I was thinking like the people who be like, oh my god, over 100 pip stop loss, like, man, you guys gotta update your firmware, because like there's no 100 pip stop loss would make sense in maybe like 2019. There's no way you can have 100 pip stop loss still nowadays, right? It's like you gotta update that software, update that trading. But like this in like 2 years ago would be maybe like 400. So I was like, wow, we can even like use a stop loss like up here that'll be not even 800 yet when it comes to structure. But you don't need to anymore, right? You're still using the same if this is 2024, we'll still use the same thing up here, and that'll be 400 pips, which is kind of what it was, or 200, 300 pips. And then your lot size is bigger, because then we can actually pop like a 0.14 lot finally. All right, re-breaking the lows here. So volume's still lacking here. I think this move coming down could have been a lot better for volume. So maybe we can get some more volume coming down here. So still waiting on that volume. No leg candle fills here for me. But I think if you make your way down below 94, that could be ideas next. Otherwise, you're good for buys though. If it were to come back up above 28, you can get your continuations up. Then this is your higher low again, right? Second higher low too. When people went crazy when you use 200 pip stop loss, yeah, like the first time like we use a 200 pip stop, shit was crazy as well. Cause we'll be like, oh, our old biggest stops were like 90 pips. So over time the bar just got higher and higher, but conditions have also done it too. But yeah, there's no way 200 pip stop loss in these conditions. No way, man. No way. Don't overtrade far plan 24.99. Yeah, man. Good luck, man. It's one thing to get into a trade that you're like from all sides comfortable with. It's another thing to get in and have a wrong lot size. That takes some different type of emotions that you're gonna have here. So yeah, maybe I think there's a high chance you'd be good though. Like looking at 48.20, right? That's your entry 20, 48.20. It should be good. Like I think you're still lacking volume on the way down. If this was like glitching down, then I think you'll be in a lot more trouble. But depending on where your stops are and when you go full margin at, it should be good to come towards 20. There's a chance you can also still come down here and then come up towards 20, right? So I don't know where you go full margin now or where your stops would be, but hey Dom, I'm just gonna only start trading Asian session from now on onwards. I found my rhythm. Hey man, whatever floats your boat. Whatever works. Whatever works. Whatever works. You know, whatever works. Uh-oh. Higher lows here. Or lower highs here. Small lower high right there I just formed. So re-breaking our lows till you get a pop down. If you get a pop down here, I think you have maybe, you got like 30 pips left in this range here. Then we have maybe 12 minutes left And then we'll see what happens after 11. All right, just got off the phone, Jerome. Very nice. So you see a difference in like volume, right? Like what you were trading versus what you could be trading. Now you're like, fuck. But look, this is volume now, right? So question is like, if this were to come back up, it has no reason to come back up in terms of like price action. But if you come back up and break 28, what do you think this is gonna be? Higher lows, right? So then above like 20 can be your continuation now. That'll be much more better for us compared to earlier when we were like, look, above 28, it was still like, you can still get a bottom wick, right? But now you have a bottom wick. And if you get continuation of sells, then you're gonna get continuation of sells below 94, right? Below 47.94, because now look what happened. You just came down, made a lower high, come back down to rebreak. Second rebreak below 47.94 could be continuations. That's where we had it marked up earlier, right? So yeah, things are a lot more set now with like now that we got all of these tops and bottom wicks out the way. Question becomes, what's gonna happen now, right? And that's all based on price now. That's all up to price. So we already have everything kind of set now. All of our ideas set. Same ideas we had from the morning. Nothing has changed. The only difference now is that you have some like, we got some like volume coming in, right? Which is good. I think you have is there a one leg candle or no? Let's see. Could be a lower high. You could fill this wick down. Second rebreaks below here could be continuations. Yeah, like 110 pips in that range. Maybe a little, yeah, 110, 100 pips below here. If you can break below there. And then I think you are 200% away from breaking the highs. So if you break the high, you got a range up here that's like 150, I think, 140. So pretty nice range above there too. So stops. Oh yeah, good idea. Yeah. So if we were to get below, let's see, could we use something else? Maybe we could use something else. Maybe 75. If you use a 75, then yeah, maybe 75, 74, 49, 75. And then management could be above like 94. Yeah, so 1800, which means maybe 0 0.05, 0 0.04 lot actually, if we were to get a position. Let's see. Could you make your way below 94 now? I think the leg candle fill would have been a lot more ideal for me. Maybe if you actually tapped into 28, because like you barely broke the highs, and also like the volume coming down here was kind of slow. If you had this volume from up here off bat, then leg candle might have been more effective. But then we started waiting for the volume, right? And then now you have the volume. Sometimes waiting for the volume too requires like a missed range, right? But at least now it's more set for direction because you were able to push from like 48.12 all the way to 94. So nothing crazy, 108 pips within that range, but assuming you re-break below here, that's your continuation down for a bottom wick. To continue Fridays and Sundays move. So remember these lows earlier too, down here, right? These lows, I think someone earlier mentioned like how it was like a little like, it wasn't as clear. You don't need to come down towards it. But now that you have a higher low here, if you were to come up, this won't be too bad anymore because now you have some structure, right? You have some higher lows. So this is a higher low. Back above here would be just your pop, your continuation. So it's going to be like the second re-break here probably, right? So what you'll want to see here if you get continuation of sells is you want to see it come back below 94. You probably want to see it break by a little bit, pull back, and then if it's a one motion push down and pull back towards 94, the re-break of this level will be your sell stop / like market X, and then that'll be your continuation. But it's not going to be like a sell stop right here or anything right now, right? Let that break the lows first, and then small pullback, and then like small lower high, and then continuation. And I think we have like B zones off the bat around here. So I think that's like maybe 18 in profit. If we get below 90, then we'll use this next. All right, so maybe I'll mark up these areas just in case. 47, 90, 87. And then just kind of make your way down. And I think TP for us could be, I think we'll just leave it around here. Nothing too crazy. Maybe 67 bips. maybe 48 pips, maybe 84. Should we sell or wait? Well, I'm waiting for below 94 here or above 28. So my answer would be waiting. And then it's 11 too, right? So we'll start placing like a session stop loss once this kind of opens up. I think 1 hour is gonna close bearish. Nothing too crazy. Like it's not closing bearish below here. It's kind of still holding that, so you can still get a steeper top wick before coming down, or a steeper top wick to continue, right? But I think now like anything above 28 should be set to go up. There could also maybe be even wick entry buys at if we can't get the sells down, there could also be wick entry buys at like 87, 87, 84 areas in that range. Because if price were to actually be like directionally bearish, it's going to require you to break below 7.9, right? But if you are still kind of slow on the way down here, you're going to get a reaction. And you're looking for that reaction as a way to create a lower high to then continue down. Or it could be a higher low to create more higher lows to correct, right? But you're looking for that first initial reaction. So you did get a tap into 92. So I'm assuming maybe a little lower here. I'll say around like 47.85 could be that wick entry idea. 84, 85 in that range. If you don't get the sells. right? Because you're looking for the second re-break here. So if this just breaks 9 and just rips straight down towards 85, that would be the wick entry idea, wick entry buy idea. But if it gives you opportunities here when it breaks, you want to see it break, pull back, right? Instant pullback and an instant re-break. You can take the re-break below, as long as it doesn't tap into 87 or 84. You can take the re-break because you have that range. So yeah, get ready here. Could be positions coming up for us. I think from 84, if you get the wick entry as well, it'll be maybe how much are stops there? If you get 84, we will be using, yeah, maybe down here. I think that's still only gonna be 1400. So stops coming for buys are much smaller than the sells in this range here. So two ideas here. Depending on how you break below 94, whether you break 94 and drop all the way through to 84, you can't really get the sells down. Wick entry buys are doable still. But if you do get that break below the previous low here and then you don't drive, you got to pull back for a lower high up towards like 96, 95, and then re-break. You can take the re-break down, right? So that'll confirm that for us. But if there's a chance I can just kind of break lows and drive through completely. And if it does that, then 84, 85 could be your wick entry buys. Looking for the first initial reaction into that area. And if none of that happens, right, and you come all the way back up above 28, above 28 can be continuations up for buys. And this is your higher low. So three different ideas we can have here. Not bad on the way down. I think this still could be a little better in the second half. This push was good, but then slowed down a little bit, right? So maybe that'll pick up once you break below 94. And yeah, if we get the buys, so if we get the sells, I think stops are around 1800, so 0.04 lot probably. And then if we get the buys, the wick entry buys, then 1400 pip stops, maybe we can use a 0.6, 0.5, 0.06, 0.05. Let's see. Re-break, can you get a pop? Why did everyone get so quiet when things start moving? Everyone locked in? Oh, Lee. Every time I'm about to announce the trade, it's so quiet. It's like, y'all, like, sweaty palms watching the screen now. Just waiting, huh? Sweaty palms. Just like, what's he gonna take? Oh, am I recording the session? Let's see. I think if we start re-breaking the 1 hour highs again, we start flipping bullish, I might put the session stop loss below instead, which means that we'll only be around for one of the ideas, which is the continuations. But I think the flip is at 4806, so, or the re-break is at 4806. Could still be lower highs here. Chat emotional? Nah, this chat not emotional at all, man. My chat is the most stoic chat ever, right, chat? Like, this chat is like, we are trained to look at a 600 pip drop and not flinch, right? No one said correct. All right. Let's see. Can we get a push here? Can we get a pop? Nice lower highs there. So let's see. Could be sells. Could be wick entry buys. Let's see how you break these lows. How much room is this? 40 pips. That should be good. If you pop from right here down below the lows, that should be good. And then re-break. Second re-break. So after the pullback. Let me just change this to 0.4 just in case. The sells are bigger stops than the buys here. All right, can you re-break? Five pips away. And then you want to see a top wick to 95, right? So if it's not that exact move, then I can't be in on the sells. So if this were to break, if that push down right there were to break slow right away, this would be enough on the re-break at lows. But obviously you want to flip quick. Right, but that didn't break. So you still need to wait for that. So no sells in the rebreakout lows here or anything yet. Still waiting. Yeah, weak bullish 5 candle. Still holding the ranges too, so could also be part of your lower high still. And if we come, let's say you break the lows here and then we can't get the sells and it comes to the wick entry idea is 84. Let's say you don't tap 84 now. You come down towards like 86 and you reject. We'll move that level down. I think next zone below there would be like maybe, let's see, 47.72, 47.73 after that. That's him. You want volume here. Spreads are still kind of wide too. Same strategy, man. Nothing has changed. There's been things that we like look more so for now as confirmations, but it's the same like same support and resistance, same range to range, same candle reading. But there's things that have been added the same way, like from 2019 to 2022 or 2020 to 2022, things have also been added, right? Throughout those 2 years. So if you haven't been here for 4 years, it might be a little like a lot to catch up on. It's the same playbook. I think breakouts, fake outs, onions, yeah, not the celery so much. You can just go on my website. Go the second playbook has dropped already, so that might give you some more insight on how we trade nowadays. But the first playbook and second playbook are two completely look a little different. This is the V2 playbook. So a lot more advanced than the first one. Do you have any PTSD from trading? I don't think so. PTSD from trading? No, I don't think so. I got PTSD for like dudes coming after my MT5 in real life from trading. Yeah, I got that PTSD from that. But from trading itself, no. From like paranoia, from like real life events, yeah. Damn, Panzo, what'd you send? I missed it. No judgment here if that's your style. Whoa, what'd you send, bruh? Hey man, no judgment here. You can tell us, Panzo. All good, man. We ain't gonna judge. Holy. Where's the volume at, Gold? Oh, okay. No, not really. Let's see. Spreads are still kind of wide here. All right. So could it be wick entry buys? Or continuation buys? Above 28. The thing about that is you're like 290 pips away, so 300 pips from getting the buy ideas. So it's gonna require a lot. But if it's directionally bullish, that like this move down should be corrected a lot quicker than it comes up, or than it came down. So this took, let's say, how long did this take to come down? This took maybe 38 minutes, 40 minutes. Then if you get a 1-2 pop correction, it should be like within like a span of 5 minutes, right? And now show more dominance going up. So then above 28 can just be your continuations if it's truly bullish, because this move coming down, although you came down for 330 pips, there was only one part where you started to like really glitch, right? And then stop since. So you're still kind of slow on the way down. It's not as efficient yet. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta be here early tomorrow. Then I'm gonna try to be here for I'm gonna try to be here tomorrow for 8:15. Mark my words. Core retail sales at 8:30, so that could be pretty big. And then 10 a.m. you got Fed chair. Wait, there's a new chairman? Or is that somebody else? Wait, he's officially in? Like Jerome is officially out now. Is it GG's? Not yet, but we're kind of going to the late hours now. Is Jerome out of office now? No, he's still in office. His term ends in May 15. So is this the new guy? What's his name? Kevin Warsh. Well, this guy's from New York. So he takes office in May, which means that the next FOMC will be him. The one after next week. The one in May. No, we're not buying, guys. Like, I didn't say anything about buying or selling. I gave ideas as to what I want to see price printing. Has it printed those things yet? No. Which means that there's nothing in between, you know? I got buys up here, so I gotta wait for this to move up 300 pips. And I got sells below 91. I gotta wait for that to break, which hasn't done so yet. And we had wick entry buys at 84, but that hasn't tapped yet. So whatever those ideas that I just said are like what I'm waiting for throughout the session. Other than that, anything else that prints is none of my business. It's nothing that I'm looking for. So I just kind of gotta watch it. Chat, can we get to 100 likes though? Coming down to near the end of it, 91 likes. Let's get 9 more likes for 100. Maybe it could be buys. I think when I rebroke the highs here now, right? So maybe we can start placing a session stop loss. We'll place one maybe on the break of the lows here. So if it breaks below 91, we'll call it a day. Or you know what? If it breaks below 95, we'll call it a day. We'll only sell for the buys above 28 then for the ideas. So this can still be a lower high, right? This can still lower high to come back down. But it might be a little too late now. If it was on that first initial push. Like too late in the session. Jerome leaving soon, May 15. Yeah, it's next month then. Damn, no more Jerome Powell. Did it break the highs? Yeah, it did break the highs. By 15 pips. Let's see, maybe they can still be you know what? Maybe what we'll do instead, we'll just have a session stop loss on this high then. If you break the high, we'll call it a day. Because then I think it might take a little longer for this move above 28 to play out, because you still got to push through this range, and then you got to kind of start creating higher lows above here. Whereas the sells, like if this is a lower high, you can come down and it can be immediately the wick entry ideas right away. So I think that might make more sense, because I'm assuming 20 above 28. If you make way above there, probably gonna take another like 15 minutes, and then you gotta wait for structure above. It'll be like 12. So we'll just put a slash and stop loss in the highs. All right, so if this re-breaks the highs of 09, we'll call it a day. You have a leg candle on a 30-minute too here, which is pretty nice. 30 leg candle, which is gonna be 160 pips here. Interesting. Thank you, Jade. Sub Jordy. No positions, man. We're still waiting, but close to hopping off. Hey, 106 likes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for contributing to the stream. What are we doing for the month there again? Like, I think 3%, right? 3.85. It's not too bad. Still got about 10 days left too. 2 trading weeks. About 2 trading weeks. Peace out, Hunter. Spreads are tight this time, coming down. So let's see. Can you get a 1-2 pop of whatever this was? This took a long time to come down too earlier. After first initial pop, so now you also have lower highs too, right? Like you had this lower highs, this lower highs again. So you re-break the lows again. Second re-break below 90 down towards 84, right? If not, then wick entry buys at 84 is still valid. And then we have a session stop loss at 48.09. But what I might do here is I might move it down, because if this were to re-break this low again, there's no need to re-break this high if you were to drop down this push. So if you re-break the lows of 48, we'll move it down towards 48.04. Yeah, 11:37, man. 3 hour on stream, so. And see, computer pop. Are we looking at 20 times two? What do you mean, like 48.20? Yeah, I think if it breaks 48.12, you can probably make it way towards 48.20. Oh, you're in that position, right? Yeah, I think you'll be good if you break 12. If you break above 12 again, we just don't know if it's gonna break above 12. But you got the bottom wick now to go up, so that's cleared. If it re-breaks the lows though, then now you have more structure to come down. So yeah, you're the one that had the 3 lot, right? Yeah, if you break 12, even 09 actually, 40.09, that's the 1 hour flip. So above there, you can get the pop. All right. So let's move it down now. So let's move session stop loss down towards 04. Looks like you're starting to re-break the lows again. So if it's not on this push and you re-break the highs, then I think that's GG's. All right. So we just keep moving it down as it continues to come down. Let's see. Filling the 30-minute leg candle. I really thought I was gonna break the highs earlier, because I think earlier when we said we're gonna move it to this high, it came up right away. So same concepts, chat. Like, first idea would be the second re-break below 93. And then second idea would be the wick entry buys at 84 if you don't get the second re-breaks. Can't breathe until Don takes the trade. That's how it feels. Chat just locked in. Could we move this down? I think 5 just made a low, right? You have a 5 leg count that can come up the other way, so yeah. 04 will still be the session stop loss. If you break the high, you can just end up ranging the whole session. I think I'll give it a 5 out of 10 today though. We had no ideas today. We had close, but nothing certified. Nothing came through. Four out of 20. He's waiting for this gap to close. Happy belated. It's like 10 days ago. 1 out of 10. Fucked up all your profits today. Yeah, but the rating shouldn't be off of how you did, how you perform, right? That rating should be off of price action. Oh man, I need to fucking stretch or some shit. Thank you, Penzo. All right, I think we're gonna move this down again. So let's move it down towards this high right here, towards 4,800 flat now. If you break the high, then GG's. Might start glitching here actually. So 55 pips on the way down here. Can we get a pop? Can I re-break the lows? I'll try. Let's see. I think it's working. Let's try again. Oh, I can feel it. I think we're hitting the right spot. Right here. Get ready. Ready? Boom. On the third one, it's going to go 2 and 3. Hold on. I'll give it some time. Let's try it again. 1, 2, and 3. Where did it tap into? 95. All right. Oh, right here, right here. Third time's a charm. Right here. 1, 2, and 3. It ain't time yet. All right. 1, 2. All right. I think I'm going to move my session stop loss this high at 98. So if you break 98, we're going to call it. All right, GG's. All right. That's my day, guys. I don't think we came close at all to anything. Any of the ideas today? Maybe came close to like the re-break below 92, but I think it was just a lack of volume. Like even I think the only time you had volume was that major move, but you can even look at the push now. It's like it wasn't really anything directional, right? Like you just kind of you're still within the same ranges, but you did break the highs there again, right? You did come all the way down after breaking the highs. So if you were to come back above 28 now, that should be your continuation to go up towards 43. But if you start breaking below the lows again, then you can probably spend time within this range for the rest of the day. But yeah, that's it. My trading window is an hour closed now, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, tomorrow is core retail sales at 8:30, so I'm gonna try to be here early. I'm gonna try to be here for 8:15 tomorrow. So yeah, have a good 420, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, 8:15. I will not be late. Peace out, everybody. Laters. Me? I want all of them, man. All of them.
got more. Let's go. Come and go. Hurry up. Let's go.